October of 1989, when we had our annual meeting scheduled, and Lloyd Brooks was president, I was incoming president, our assets were $350,000. And we decided that the theme should be growth of the foundation. So we made a list of interested, civic-minded people in Fremont and invited them to come to the annual meeting. Among them, of course, was Dick Wikert. As the program started, Dick Wikert says, okay, if we're going to make this community foundation grow, I'll pledge $10,000 at $1,000 a year for the next 10 years. He turned to John Kerrigan, who sat next to him, and said, John, what are you going to do? As a result, it went around the room that way, all the way to the different individuals, and we wound up with $120,000 of commitments for that evening. So that was our growth initiative underway as a result of Dick Wikert. 2 years later, the Kiewit Foundation set up what they called a Growth Initiative Program, and for various cities like Fremont, $50,000 payable at $10,000 a year, but the community had to match that $10,000 each year to achieve their goal. Dick Wikert, Bud Hendrickson and I sit down and we come up with a pledge idea and held a pledge conference with our people, and we raised $60,000 in 89 days in pledges to match that Kiewit gift. Subsequently, Marty joined our board, and we had her on the grant committee, and if I remember, she served 9 years on the grant committee. So Dick and Marty are instrumental in the growth of the community foundation.
I think it was probably about 10 years ago when, after a lot of conversation about the Opera House, Mary Ann Simmons called together Dick Wikert and myself. And Mary Ann is a difficult person to say no to. And she brought Dick on board, and we talked and talked, tried to figure out how could we possibly make this vision of a renovated Opera House a reality. And Dick and I looked at a number of different options, and frankly, it had been years of good conversation and no action. And Dick called me, asked if I'd come meet him at his office. He and I had probably about a 30-minute conversation where we each ended up saying, I'll do it if you do it. But neither of us wanted to do it alone because we knew it was a big project and one that the community had talked about for a long time. And it wasn't more than about 5 minutes before Dick had his sleeves rolled up and we were underway. And frankly, that work led to a very successful renovation. It was not only his ability to raise money, but it was his relationship, it was the credibility he brought to the table, and probably most of all his hard work. Showed up at every meeting, was prepared, really made things happen, and brought people into the room and to the table we could have never done before. So it was really a fabulous partnership. There were days where he and I looked at each other and wondered what we got ourselves into, but nonetheless, he persevered. And it wasn't just because he had the ability to open doors we didn't otherwise. It was his leadership. It was his style, always calm, always resolute in what the end goal was, and I don't think it ever occurred to him that we wouldn't be successful. And that was exactly what our board needed, exactly what our donors needed. It was hard because we were about halfway through our second phase of our project when Dick got ill. And we were really trying to figure out how to make this work. Our board wanted to make sure we were successful and continue the work that Dick did. And thankfully, we also had the help of Marty. At the end, after Dick had passed, and we were trying to figure out how we would move forward, she came to the table. And she continued Dick's work, and she offered her leadership, she offered her giving and support, and in the end, we were able to successfully complete the project. The Opera House without any debt and a full exterior renovation in the full first floor, and we owe that really to the work of both Dick and Marty Wikert.
Sure. Well, the Wikerts have had a long-standing, wonderful relationship with the university here, Midland Lutheran College and Midland University, and I can tell you that their fingerprints are all over this campus in so many great, generous ways. It was really fun a couple of years ago to have the opportunity to officially dedicate the Wikert Event Center. At that event, we had the opportunity to spend some really quality time with Marty and her wonderful family, and really just to honor and celebrate all of their generous giving to Midland. We're so appreciative here at Midland, really to have the community support. And I think Marty and Dick Wikert exemplified that as well as anyone. I always like to say Midland needs Fremont, and I believe Fremont needs Midland, and it's a great, collaborative, healthy, and fun relationship for us all to have. On a personal note, my husband and I are honored to be living in the Wikert's home, and I have to tell you a funny story on this. On the front door of our home, there's a little door knocker, and it's engraved, and it says Wikert. And I promise I will never take that door knocker down. To me, the Wikerts, I believe they lived in the home for 32 years or somewhere around that. It was absolutely meticulous. It was so well taken care of. It'll always be the Wikert home. The Horners just lived there.